Travel back in time with a trip inside the Iowa's News Now vault.
Because of the following special, Pee-wee's Playhouse will not be seen today. Now stay tuned for the Festival of Races, live from Green Square Park in downtown Cedar Rapids.
Live from downtown Cedar Rapids, a Channel 2 special, the All-Iowa Festival of Races, featuring the KGAN Kids Classic and Bunny Hop, brought to you in association with C.P. Hoyt Jewelers. Now, here's your host, John Baer.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the All-Iowa Festival of Races. So far, the weather is cooperating very nicely for this very important running event in eastern Iowa. Coming up, we'll have reports on the Elite 5K race, more than $18,000 in prize money involved in that, and if any records could be set by the men or women in that race, they had a chance to win a $10,000 new Saturn car. Amy Johnson with us for this half hour. Amy, you took part in the 8K earlier this morning. How'd you do?
Amazingly enough, I think I did okay. It wasn't nearly as warm as I thought it'd be. It was easy, fun to run in, lots of supporters out there. I really had a good time.
Everybody had a good time, and we're not done yet. We're about ready to have a good time right now with the KGAN Kids Classic, a fun run, mile run for kids 8 to 12. We're going to get it started right now.
Okay, John, I'm going to take your microphone here, and I'm going to step off to the side.
Where's the starter's gun? Okay.
You don't want to go tripping over these cords.
Are you guys ready to have fun? Yeah! What time is it? Boom time! That's right. It'll be boom time right now when we start. You ready? Yeah. Get set.
I just didn't want to going over those cords, so you might want to work. Are you going to do that before the next race too? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just make sure they pan. Come over to here on the side.
Rich, check the end of the gate mark.
Everyone's a winner in this event. All the kids get an official KGN t-shirt. The finishers get finishing medals and, of course, refreshments. A little later, we'll have the KGN Bunny Hop for kids under 7 years old, a half-mile fun run for them. Now, earlier today at 8 in the morning here in downtown Cedar Rapids, some of the best runners in the world battled it out for top honors in the Elite 5K race. This is a great event for Cedar Rapids. The course is 5 2/3 laps around a 3-block area on 3rd Avenue, 2nd Street, 4th Avenue, and 5th Street Southeast. Now we go to Tim Swore for highlights of that one.
John, cool weather conditions would greet the 5K runners, but it might make for a fast time. Anybody who could set a new world record would win this brand new Saturn automobile. Let's take a look at what happened.
The world best for the men in this event is 13 minutes 26 seconds, and for the women it's 15:19. 102 contestants would leave the starting line, 66 men and 36 ladies. Joan Benoit Samuelson was among the favorite for the gals. Although a recent run in the Boston Marathon took its toll on Joan, she would wind up 7th. Meanwhile, the men's race quickly shaped up with a 6-man pack leading the way.
I just wanted to stay back a little bit. They were 4:20 at the mile, I was 4:23, and then I just kind of maintained through the middle of the run. And then the last mile, they started coming back to me, and I started feeling like I could go up with the leaders and challenge for the win then.
For the ladies, Libby Johnson of Fort Collins, Colorado, along with Sue Lee and Christine Fritzinger, were leading the way. Like Deemer, Johnson was waiting to make her move.
I could see him going for the lap preems, and I thought I'd just stay out of that until the last lap where it was time to go.
On the final lap, Deemer would grab the lead for good and bring it home ahead of Canadian Chris Webber, breaking the tape in 13 minutes, 44 seconds.
I was very pleased with that. I was hoping to be in the top 5. It was a pretty star-studded field.
On the ladies' side, Johnson's break for the tape came about the same time, and the result was also the same. Johnson finishing first in 15:44.
I get so excited when I see the finish line, so I try to hang on, and if I'm there at the finish line, I usually can pull something off.
One other note, Jean Michak of Lebanon, Illinois may have finished last, but she smiled all the way. Back to you, John.
Thanks a lot, Tim. And of course, there's a lot of fun going on right now with the KGAN Kids Classic. Let's take a look at some of that action.
And then Brian set off to the victory in the last lap, running 34. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
check out the faces on these kids. It's called a fun run, but they're having fun, but they're also very intense. This is a big race for these kids, and so many people coming down to downtown Cedar Rapids to be a part of this. Thousands of people lining the streets, and Amy Johnson standing by live now with Marcy Hosh, who has made this race possible. A great, great event today in downtown Cedar Rapids. Amy?
Thanks, John. Actually, I'm not only with Marcy Hosh, I'm also with Ken Paulson, or Dr. Ken Paulson, and Ken calls himself Marcy's assistant. I won't comment on that. Marcy, first of all, a great race today. Everything seems to be going real well.
Thank you. Really, everything has gone well. Everybody seems to be having a good time.
Ken, why don't you tell me a little bit about how this race has grown over the years?
Well, we've just grown tremendously. I think we had about 900 or 1,000 the first year, over 2,000 this year in 3 years. Yeah, we've been very fortunate.
And more elite runners every year.
Oh, yes. The elite field is probably 3 to 4 or 5 times the number that we had last year.
Terrific competition. Marcy, tell me a little bit about who this benefits. This benefits obviously the YWCA. What kind of programs?
It's for our programs for people with disabilities and also for our domestic violence program and shelter. And we have a special a little aspect of the Kids Classic today. We're dedicating the Kids Classic to a girl who's 9 years old, Julie Crawford. She's been in our Lecotech program for 5 years, and Julie has a degenerative disease, is not able to run any longer. And so there's a runner out there running for Julie, and I know she's at home watching, and we're just really happy to do this.
I saw the signs earlier. What a great cause and what a great thing to do during this race today. Ken and Marcy, I think I have to go to a commercial now. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on a great race, a great day.
Thank you, Amy.
Please stay with us to see some 8K speedsters, and we'll do the Bunny Hop live as our Channel 2 All Iowa Festival of Races special continues.
Very special guest with us today, Joan Benoit Samuelson. They call her the First Lady of Women's Road Racing. I got a chance to meet Joan yesterday on our 6 o'clock news. And Amy, you go way back with Joan, don't you?
Not exactly way back, but I'm really thrilled because Joni and I went to the same college, the same tiny college in the state of Maine, and I'm so thrilled to have another member of Bowdoin College out in Iowa because no one in Iowa has ever heard of Bowdoin. So it's fantastic to have you here, Joni.
Thanks, Amy. It's a pleasure to be here.
What do you think of Iowa so far?
Oh, I've been very impressed. I've only been to Iowa a couple times, and mostly to run the Big 7 down in Davenport, but what I saw here today was just terrific. I think this Elite 5K is a relatively new concept in road racing in this country, and I think it's going to catch on like wildfire, and I think the world's going to know about this race next year.
Tell me how it went for you personally this morning, some stiff competition out there.
Oh, I felt like a fish out of water. I'm coming off the Boston Marathon, and I think my running this 5K today was like Carl Lewis running a marathon. I felt a little outclassed, but I was happy to be in the thick of things for a while, and as I said earlier, you had some great athletes here, and they proved themselves today, and I was just happy to be part of the whole festival.
Now, you made a fantastic showing in Boston. What's ahead for you? Anything that you can tell us about?
Who knows? It's catch as catch can, but I have my work cut out for me running these shorter distances with the likes of Libby Johnson and Sue Lee and the rest of the people who ran so well here today.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you out here. Thanks again for joining us, and best of luck to you, Joni.
Well, thanks, Amy. Take care.
John?
Thanks a lot, Amy. We thank Joan for being with us today. And we also have a lot to be thankful for because all the money raised from today's event goes to the YWCA. We're going to find out right now in a story from Mike Tink to what programs all that money benefits.
The money raised by the All Iowa Festival of Races gives many women and children the chance to experience beneficial programs at the YWCA. One example is this computer class called CompuPlay. Through the program, preschoolers can have fun while learning.
I think it's very helpful to them. It gives them some exposure before they start to school. Computers are certainly in the classroom.
We really enjoyed it. It's a wonderful time to play with the educational opportunity here, so we like it a lot.
People with disabilities also benefit from YWCA programs. For instance, in 1990, about 1,000 people with disabilities used a variety of programs which are funded in part by race proceeds. YWCA leaders say the programs help people with disabilities cope with their challenges.
If we raise extra dollars this year, we can have extra equipment, extra toys, extra computers that can just help us do a better job and be able to offer more service.
The other essential program at the YWCA that benefits from the race is the domestic violence program and shelter. In 1990, staffers spent over 7,500 hours with women and children in need. That translates into an average of 26 women and children participating in the program every single day.
When we think of domestic violence, we always think of it happening to someone far away, someone we're never going to meet. We don't realize how many people it does affect.
Most of the people participating in the race probably don't realize they are helping so many people, but they are. Mike Tank, Channel 2 News, Cedar Rapids.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you, everybody, for being a part of this race and helping out the YWCA. All your money goes to a great cause. There also was an 8K run at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll have highlights from that and also get the bunny hop started when we come back from the All-Iowa Festival of Races in just a bit.
And welcome back to the All-Iowa Festival of Races. We're going to get started here in just a little bit with the bunny hop. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to get a gun to start the race or if I'm just going to start it with word of mouth. I'm not sure, John. We'll just hang around here till all the little kids get in place.
Why don't we do a few interviews here and talk to some of the kids?
Sure, that sounds good. How are you doing? What's your name?
Jenna.
What is it?
Jenna.
Jen, are you excited? How old are you?
6.5.
6.5. What's your name over here?
Mine is Zach.
Zach. Hi, Zach. Have you ever done this before?
Yeah, when I lived here.
When you lived here?
Yeah, I used to live here.
Okay. We've got some excited little kids out here today. Again, we're just waiting for all the kids to get in a position to start the bunny hop. I'm waiting to see if I'm going to get a gun to start the race. Maybe not.
They're probably loading the gun, Amy, after I boom timed it a little bit earlier.
Otherwise, we're going to get trampled here.
Now, the great thing about this event is it gets kids interested in fitness. That's
sure
what we
does.
want to stress here in Cedar Rapids. The older adults, of course, ran earlier. We had some world-class runners like Joan Benoit Samuelson here today. And we're hoping maybe someday these kids can grow up to be champions. So we're about ready to get started with the bunny hop. It's for kids 7 and under, a half-mile run walk.
Kids, hold on. I'll tell you what. Do you want to move
And we're
back
getting ready to get it started. In fact, we may not get a gun to get it started. We may just yell it off. How's that? Everybody ready? Yeah. Amy, you want to start this? Why don't you just start them with the microphone?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to move off to the side here so I don't get trampled. Okay, right over here. Are you all ready? Are you all excited? Okay, on your marks. Get set. Hop.
Take this.
great to see the parents and the kids' families, a very important part of this event. And it's so funny that earlier today in the 8K, when the adults ran, they didn't have their kids there to help them. Perhaps they could have used some help. It's ironic that the world-class runners only had to run a 5K this morning, and then the local runners had to run even further, an 8K. Let's take a look at the course. The All-Iowa 8K course took the runners from downtown Cedar Rapids along the Cedar River and Otis Road southeast and back. High water from the Cedar River covered part of the course for a time this week, but it was okay today. Brett Higgison has the story on the 8K.
Thanks, John. A little over 750 runners registered for the 8K, and among them were some people you just might know.
Raj, how about the forecast? Well, we should see just cloudy skies through the morning, so no problems at all.
So we can thank you for that?
You don't have to, but if you want to, that's fine with me.
You all limbered up and ready to go?
I'm ready. Personal best today. I'm going to finish. My P, is it PR or PB? Whatever, a PB, finish and don't get ill. That's always my PB, and I hit that last year, so I should be okay this time around.
The pack took the starter's gun right at 9 o'clock and headed up 5th Street for their trek through the 4.9-mile out and back course. At the 1 mile mark, this one had already turned into a 3-man race with number 7 Dennis Karamitros, 143 Jim Robideau, and number 2 honorary race starter John Campbell from New Zealand. But nearing the halfway point, it was Karamitros and Campbell whittling it down to 2.
It took me a while to figure out who he was. And then I said something to him, and I heard his accent, so I figured it must have been him. I thought, I can't let a guy in his 40s beat me.
But he didn't hear Campbell for long. At the 4-mile mark, Karamitros had opened a 50-meter lead and was pulling away. And the Cedar Rapidian crossed the line in a time of 24 minutes, 44 seconds.
I wanted to run around 5-minute pace because I don't know what kind of shape I'm in. And I actually went a little quicker as the race went on.
And the women's winner from Iowa City, former Hawkeye Nan Doak Davis. Her time, 29.4.
I wanted to run under 30 minutes, and my husband's going to run with me today, and he goes, if you run under 30 minutes, I'll see you at the finish. But I get out there and I go, I want to win, and I thought that was very possible.
Well, John, a pretty good day for local runners in the 8K. That's going to wrap up our coverage from over here, and we'll send it back over to you at the start-finish line.
Thanks a lot, Brett. It's great to see local runners win, especially Nan Doak Davis from Iowa City. And the interesting thing about Dennis Karamitros is that he works at Tanager Place here in Cedar Rapids. Of course, that's a family counseling center, and they are in the same business as what the YWCA is trying to accomplish. So that's great to see. Right now, we have Amy Johnson with us with a special guest.
Well, that's right. Our special guest, of course, is Roger Evans. And Roger, you ran. How did it go for you today?
Oh, not too bad. I didn't train quite as hard as I did last year, but it turned out pretty good. I had about 37, 35, somewhere in there.
Roger, you were still way ahead of me, and that's my best judge.
I was waiting for bananas at the end of the run. You know, there's all those bananas over there. It's just great.
It was a perfect day for it. Aren't the weather conditions great?
Actually, we lucked out pretty much because we're going to see more rain later today, so I'm happy it didn't rain during the race at all.
You gave us a picture-perfect forecast, and we're thrilled.
Well, I had to do something here.
Well, Pete Cipher also ran. He's just completing the bunny hop with his daughter Sarah right now, so maybe we'll
be back anytime.
Yeah, we'll get a glimpse of him maybe later on. Thanks, Roger, for joining us, and thanks for running today. You had fun?
Sure did.
Okay, good. John?
Fun is the name of the game, and let's take a look at some of the faces and the people having a good time today, finishing up the bunny hop in downtown Cedar Rapids, part of the All-Iowa Festival races.
They are cute.
KGAN, happy to be a part of the All-Iowa Festival races. We're glad you could join us. We're going to wrap it up from here. I'm John Bear.
And I'm Amy Johnson. We leave you now with some of the memorable moments from the day's events. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.
Downtown Cedar Rapids, this has been a Channel 2 special, the All-Iowa Festival of Races, brought to you in association with Siebke Hoyt Jewelers.